For that warm introduction. Yes, that is me. My name is Alan. And before I start with my presentation, I would just like to know the audience a little better. So I have launched a poll. So can you please fill that out so that I can get to know my audience better? It'll just take 10 seconds. So while you're answering them, I would just like to state that what I'm about to say here is only my opinion based on my personal experiences. I'm not selling any products here, I'm just sharing my experience. All right. So the poll has come to an end. Most of you are not suffering to find a new job, but you don't mind looking at new opportunities. And I can see that none of you have used LinkedIn Premium. Perfect. Perfect. I will That's great to know. All right. Now, jobs are a concern for many because of the pandemic, I know that many are suffering with the jobs. For me, because of the pandemic, me and my wife couldn't meet each other for more than a year. And this separation was crazy. I wasn't jobless. That wasn't my main concern. What I was concerned about was how do I migrate to another country in this pandemic? I mean, back in the days, finding a job meant registering to various job hunting websites, dropping your CVs, or best is Wasta, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to share with you about my experiences using LinkedIn to find a job. It was a big mistake using LinkedIn only as a job hunting site, and I'll tell you why during this course, all right, during my presentation. First thing is, what I did was I had to polish up my LinkedIn profile. I don't know if everyone can see this. This is how my LinkedIn profile looks like right now. So I noticed that in my line of work as an IT consultant, I didn't have many leadership opportunities. So being in Toastmasters really helped to upskill myself by having some leadership opportunities, right? And after I was done with that, what I had to do was I started applying to each and every place there is. I started applying to places around the areas just to see what can happen. And guess what? After applying to more than 100 jobs, I still didn't get any call. I was wondering what could be wrong. Then my friend told me, Alan, don't just talk about what you are doing, talk about what you achieved. Give them numbers. So that is what I did. I started giving numbers about my accomplishments, what I had achieved, and now I started receiving calls. But I was still not going to the next round of interviews. There was something that I was doing that wasn't right. I don't know what it was. So, if you have used LinkedIn, you would have seen a feature known as LinkedIn Premium over there, right? Try it out for 1 month free. And that is what I did. Just 1 month. I thought I'll try it for free. What is the loss, right? Yeah. Now I applied for jobs. And guess what? This time I could see that I was getting, okay, just to zoom in a little bit better. Yeah. Whenever I was applying for jobs, I could see that they were showing me where I was ranking compared to the others. I was able to see what are the skills that the companies were looking for and that I was lacking. So what happened was instead of going to different places and doing different certifications, not knowing whether I'll get a job or not, this was showing me what exactly were my problems and what exactly I can upskill. Say, for example, I was a Java developer in Kuwait, but when I reached UK, they were more experienced in JavaScript. So I knew that I had to learn more about Angular or other technologies that are there. So in your line of work, whatever you can upskill, LinkedIn Premium was able to tell what exactly you can do to get better. After I was done with that, LinkedIn also suggested me that I can use LinkedIn Learning to upskill myself. So what happens here is when say for example when I'm doing a quiz, they'll give you a quiz and they'll tell you, Alan, if you could improve on this area, you would score better compared to the rest of the applicants. And you can use LinkedIn Learning to learn courses for free. See, LinkedIn has collaborated with lynda.com, and they have all their courses available to LinkedIn Premium members for free. So what I used to do is whenever I complete something and whenever I complete their quiz, LinkedIn automatically promotes me to the recruiters saying that this is a great fit. This person is a great fit to have because he has this and this skills, which is comparatively better than all the other applicants who had applied for this job. So after using LinkedIn Premium, I was going to the next round and I started getting interviews after interview calls with one another. And now I'm assuming that most of you may not still want to use LinkedIn Premium. I know we can go the good old fashioned method of referencing. What I did next was instead of just applying on LinkedIn Premium, I even searched for people in the other country in the places in the companies that I applied for, and I reached out to them personally, asking, "Hey, I saw that there was a job opportunity. Could I know a little more about it so that I can get to know if I'm a right fit or not?" So when I started doing this, people in that company used to help me for going through different rounds of interviews as well, because for them getting to know someone before who is going to join your company is a better fit than someone who you don't know at all, and there are different incentives for referencing others as well. So this was a great way to get ahead as well. Down the line, I did get a job, thankfully. And now I am at a much better place. I got my first job, and later on, I was able to find the job that I was fit for. So overall, it turned out to be great. I still continue using LinkedIn because of the LinkedIn Learning. I'm learning things about the things that I lack so that I can upskill yourself. So, what can you do, right? The first thing we can do is practice for interviews. Many of all my interviews during this pandemic were on Zoom. So, being in Toastmasters, I was practicing for interviews. There's a Pathways project known as Prepare for an Interview. I was using this to make my interviews much better. Second thing is apply on LinkedIn using the same tips that I had mentioned earlier. It is not just for finding a job, but it is also for building connections, to update yourself with the current industry sets and to know opinions of others. Because, let me give you an example of a friend of mine who is in India. He used to just casually talk to people on LinkedIn, sharing his expertise with others. And what happened was these recruiters from Amazon actually reached out to him asking if they want to work with him. Now, currently, he's in Ireland because of his skill set, because of his interaction with others on LinkedIn. So use LinkedIn not just for a job, but to also build connections. And the third thing is speak to people in the same industries. Don't just have mentors in Toastmasters. I have mentors even in real life who are in my same industry. I give them a call to tell them about my concerns and what I'm facing at the moment. And they were guiding me about their experiences and what they can do. This helped me get better job opportunities as well. And they keep it in their mind. They'll be like, oh, this job profile fits Alan. I should maybe forward it to him. So having mentors in real life is very important. Speak to people in the same industries. And the last point is don't lose hope. We are all in this pandemic together. Don't hesitate to reach out when you are in need, because we are trying to help one another through these tough times so that we can have a better future. With that being said, I'll be taking my questions towards the end. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Alan.